Is Blockbank, soon to be rebranded Fideum, the new Crypto.com? Well, first, let's cast our mind back to 2017 when Crypto.com more or less began. It began by raising, like many at the time, an ICO, and it raised a cool $25 million. The world was a different place back then, though. Trump had just been inaugurated in January, Brexit was, well, Brexiting, and Bitcoin had broken through a previous all-time high of $1,100 in January, running all the way up to just under 20 grand in December. Crypto.com's main unique selling point was this card, then called a Monaco card, within a partnership with Visa, which enabled the user to spend, well, their crypto. So let's have a quick look at the rewards offered by the Crypto.com card then. At around $7 per MCO token at the time it was called, the card wasn't cheap. You can see here the cashback was 2% for 500,000 MCO stakes, which is 5x7 is 350 grand, which is quite a lot of money. That's for the Obsidian Black, the top tiered one. Then 5,000 for the Icy White, 550 and 0 going down the tiers. And then the cashback was 2%, 1.75, 1.51 and 0. And then the additional card benefits were airport lounge, crypto concierge, whatever that means, and a sign up referral allowance. We can see here with Obsidian Black, it's around about the same, like 350,000 for you to have this card, and you have to lock that up in CRO tokens. Again, the name of the token has changed from MCO to CRO, but these rebrands are common enough. And then as we move down, it's 3% instead of 1.75 for the Icy White, and then 2% instead of 1.5 for the Jade Green or Royal Indigo, and it's the same for the Ruby Steel and the Midnight Blue, the two lowest rungs on the cards for Crypto.com. What's quite interesting though is the way you now get reimbursed for your subscriptions, for your Spotify, for your Prime, for your Netflix with Crypto.com. And Crypto.com and its cards and the benefits have kind of went with the cycle of Bitcoin and Web3 in general. So when it's bull market time, they're focusing on acquiring users by giving the best possible deals, and then when the bear market comes in, they bring in those deals a lot and they try and basically save a bit of money. Crypto.com, unlike FTX and other exchanges, has managed to weather the storm and is no doubt in a really interesting position to expand in the next bull cycle. So what is Blockbank? Well, for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to keep on calling it Blockbank, not as rebranded Fideum. Blockbank is like a highly intelligent bank on your phone. So think of the ease of use of like a Revolut, an N26, a Monzo, or even a Venmo. But what Blockbank does really well is it understands crypto. Because when you buy crypto on, let's say, for example, Revolut, they are just giving you an IOU essentially. Remember the old adage, not your keys, not your coins. And you're essentially just looking at like a price go up or down on the screen. Blockbank also talks about stability offered by traditional banking systems, which is kind of missing in Web3. And this means like interests on your savings, providing loans when needed, the stable time-tested services that banks have been providing for hundreds of years. Blockbank aims to bring these dependable features into the digital age, combining them with the innovative aspects of the currency and the new age banking apps. For a clearer picture, think how Revolut, Monzo, N26 and the like have revolutionized banking with features. You want to split a bill with 5 friends because you got dinner? That's really easy to do. You're traveling abroad and you want to do a money transfer for a different currency? Again, super easy to do. You want to have real-time notifications of purchases? Well, that's what you can do now with these modern banking apps. Blockbank want to take it one step further. They want to add in elements like digital currency trading like you'd find on Coinbase or Binance. And DeFi, they want to add in DeFi platforms, loaning and borrowing money like you'd find on Aave or Compound. So Blockbank is a blend of 4 things. It's like traditional banking in regards to it offers loans, stability, interest on your savings. Then with the modern banking apps, it offers features like splitting of a bill or virtual cards or easy international money transfers. It also has access to DeFi platforms, new ways to lend and borrow, but a lot simpler. And then cryptocurrency exchanges like a Coinbase or a Binance, where you can sell and swap and trade your cryptocurrencies as you choose. All of this under one roof, made a lot simpler. So in many ways, Blockbank is trying to be Web3's killer app. Let's quickly look at the tokenomics, which is one of the most important things you can ever look at in a project. Here we can see that the private sale had about 30% sale, raising a cool 9 million. And then there was 2 public sales of $1 million each. What's super interesting here is the private sale price was 7.5 cents per bank token, whereas the public sale price was only 10. You can see the differences in public and private sales as a multiple, sometimes 5 or 10x. So it's quite interesting that it's only 2.5 cents of difference between the public and the private sale price. Another thing interesting here is referrals at 8.5%, which is quite high, and also the team and advisors at 17.5% of the total supply of the token. However, what's really interesting about all of this is all of the tokens, well, pretty much all of them are now vested. So you won't have any like supply dumps with tokens being unlocked and people trying to exit. So that's really, really positive for Blockbank going forward. Quickly looking at the charts, we can see that Blockbank, when it listed, went 3x its original public sale price up to 33 cents. And then it went the long doldrums down throughout the bear market. I think lowing out at like 0.2, a quarter of a cent, like a fifth of a cent. So it's actually 10x since then, a bit more actually. But I still think there's a huge amount of room to grow to get to the previous all-time highs and hopefully push through that. We can see here that CoinMarketCap has a circulating supply at 211 million. However, I think that would be a lot closer to the 400 million total supply. So I don't think that's necessarily correct. You've got to watch for those things with CoinMarketCap. It's not always correct. The FTV at 14 million is still quite small, and if you look where you can buy the token, you can go buy it on Uniswap, PancakeSwap. Gate.io is a smaller, and I call it a tier 3 exchange really, so be looking for Blockbank to get listed on some of the larger exchanges, maybe a Binance, a KuCoin or a Coinbase going forward. Looking quickly at the Blockbank website, we can see you can download the app on the App Store, or you can get it on Google Play. It's been featured in Product Hunt number 257. Also, more interestingly, you can order your card now, which is just click through, go sign in or sign up and go through the KYC process. As far as I'm aware, the card is getting released in Q1 of 2024, so not long now, just after Christmas. On the app, you can see how it works with CFI and DeFi and the like. What's more interesting though is the rewards that you get on your crypto. So tier 1 is 0, 1% on bank tokens and 1% on other assets. Tier 2, which would be 2% and 2% on other assets, and a $25 referral when you both get the rewards. This is probably where the referral comes from in the tokenomics that I previously went through. And then $15,000 worth of bank token, which is 4% APY on the bank token, and then 3% on the other assets. Again, referral. And then for a whopping 50,000, this is where the APY really does jump up quite significantly. 8% on your B-Bank token and 5% on the other assets. Considering that bank token is hovering around 3 cents and has the possibility to go quite well in this bull run, these tiers are quite interesting. And when you compare it to the Crypto.com tiers, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck, because the Crypto.com tier was, I believe, $350,000 where this one is only 50,000 for the top tier. Fideum, or Blockbank even, have had a bit of successful press recently, winning the MasterCard Lighthouse People's Choice Award and Baltics Class Winner accolade, as we can see the team here collecting the trophies. What's quite interesting is this is part of the MasterCard program to highlight successful early stage startups, whereas Crypto.com was of course with Visa. This triumph enables them to go to Slush, which is in Helsinki, and which is like the final stage with lots of high net worth individuals, VCs, and no doubt a lot of connections to be found. You can see the team here looking quite happy with their award, as they should be. We have Anastasia in the middle, who is the CEO. We have Darren there to the right. And then we also have Kelja, which would be the major C-suite team. quickly looking at the co-founder Anastasia, she previously worked for Aave, which was a very large DeFi project back in 2017, 2018. And she worked a lot with regulatory and legal, which is going to be key for a project like Blockbank or Fideum or whatever. Greg Murphy is also a key person here, being the CFO. He has a wealth of experience in this sector, has been a member of the Wall Street Blockchain Alliance for over 6 years, has experience of over 20 years as CEO, and has a strong emphasis on blockchain legal, regulatory, structuring and fundraising and tax. And these are the key things that will be important for Blockbank going forward. So let's talk traction, users, adoption, social presence. The Telegram of Blockbank has about 8k subscribers and they're a wealth of information. It's a really, really good community. One of the best I've come across recently. Super, super interesting, super, super helpful, point you in the right direction. Yeah, fantastic. Big shout out to everybody there. On Twitter, they have about 34k followers. And when I cross-reference that to make sure they're all legitimate, the site I check, the interactions seem authentic. The account has been around since 2017, which is similar to, well, it's in lines with the dates of when it was set up. According to the white paper, there's 50k users of the app. However, I did ask in the Telegram and they think it's now closer to 100k. More interestingly though, there's apparently 400,000 expressions of interest in the card coming up in Q1 of next year. Now, 400,000 does seem like an absolutely ginormous number, considering that's only like 10% of that are on socials combined. However, this must be said that this is just an expression of interest, and no doubt when people have to do the KYC, there could be a huge drop off. However, this is a large number, so that's pretty interesting and amazing if true. In the middle of editing this video, I just found out that Blockbank Fideum won the grand final for the MasterCard event. So they won the regional finals and then are the first Web3 crypto company to win the grand final. It really does show where they are at as a company, getting these awards, being like praised by their peers both in the Web3 space and in the traditional finance space. And this partnership with MasterCard can only really be beneficial for this company going forward. To conclude, what do I think of Blockbank? Well, I think it's a very interesting proposition. I think the token being fully vested is really good. I think the prices, the FTV is quite low. We are, after all, at the beginning of a bull run, so time in the market cycle is crucial. We're probably about 4, 5, 6 months away from a Bitcoin halvening, and if the cycles go as they usually do, we can expect a great bit of interest in crypto or Web3 or whatever you want to call it going forward. Blockbank is in quite a unique position. I think there is a few neobanks, but what makes it unique is the validation that it's got from MasterCard. It has like working product and app. It has a team that has a great experience in regulatory affairs and previously with Aave. And I think it's a very, very interesting proposition, especially where it sits now. My name is Zach. You've been watching Altcoin Edge. If you'd like to discuss further or meet a community of like-minded individuals that discuss early stage projects within Web3, projects with a low FDV and potential to, really become a market leader in the space, we have a Telegram group. I've left a link in the description below. We also have, most recently, a Patreon where we produce reports on projects that the community recommends and also projects that we think have an interesting product market fit, a low FDV or potential in the upcoming bull cycle. As you know, Bitcoin has again tripled in price in the last 6 or so months. So it's a very, very interesting time to be in Web3. And the decisions that you make now have a direct correlation to how well you will do in the upcoming bull cycle. And you have to make them now before the crowd returns, before the masses return. I'm Zach. This has been Altcoin Edge. I'm out.